Morning. Mark Donegan, self-healing practitioner and educator. August 7th, 2021. Waking and baking this morning. Yeah, I got a pre-roll. Cure, home of the $5 pre-roll. Yeah, my awesome little club down the street. But anyways, yeah, Mark Donegan, self-healing practitioner and educator. August 7th, my 100-day video challenge. Why I'm doing this video. Um, And no, I'm not going to smoke this as a joint. I'm going to take some bong rips, and then I'm going to get into some movement. Saturday morning, my market day, so I got to get out the flipping door early. Um, Life is so strange. And I'm going to do a quick little bust out routine, here on camera. And, I like to preface all this stuff because it always takes a lot of prefacing, no matter if you follow me or not. Um, and nobody's going to follow these videos and understand the train that they went into, except for you, Greg. I know you're going to watch this. It's sort of for you and me. But yeah, market day. Because, yeah, I'm going to get to my workout here in a minute if you want to follow. Because if I keep doing these videos, eventually I started with the concept that I wasn't going to speak because it's hard to speak and do good workouts at the same time. And I'm still of the same mind that it can't be done. So as long as I'm trying to develop my technique, I'm going to have to do the workout sessions differently because some are going to come with explanation. And again, hopefully, eventually, I'll get to where I guess I feel comfortable enough not to say anything and let people flip and go back and search their ass off through what will probably likely be hundreds of videos by the time that I croak. Which is sort of the whole point of this stuff because when I started these videos, I think the lady that gave them to me, saying she was thinking the same thing. Well, we talked about it, and that was the reason because some information that people have, whether they know it or not, it might be just one piece out of the 100 videos, might help somebody. So, for that reason alone, it's why you expend the energy. It's interesting. It's today's market day, and I'm going to give again. It's just flipping interesting. So, waking and baking. Again, I've done videos on this, but a bong, there's a religion behind marijuana. And the religion, I've talked to this with many doctors actually, because I like to educate people. Um, but it might even be just placebo effect. I was taught by a Hawaiian shaman how to do this, and I was taught to do it on very weak weed. Sometimes I'm not even sure there's any THC on it. Could have been just tobacco or some of the banana leaves that we smoked and then told ourselves we were high, right? Placebo. Um, but no, you add your mind to what we now know because they can test it and tell me how much THC is in it. And this is some potent stuff in here. It's not top of the line, but it's good enough to get me where I need to go. And that's sort of the point. You could take a hit like anything and hold your breath, and your brain's gonna do weird things, and you're gonna black out. Right? People all know that. It's stupid stuff. It's brain cell death by holding your breath, basically. But you can also hold your breath without brain cell death or too much. I don't know. Nobody's ever done the science on this. I'm telling you stuff that was taught to me by a shaman. It's belief stuff, body and belief stuff. And I'm sure most of the shamanic stuff and belief stuff I've been taught was Vedic. It's thousands of years old, right? And science hasn't even caught up to Vedic science. It's Vedic science has always been accurate, 100%. Science, when it catches up, finds that out. So, anyways, you take the placebo effect of using something and telling yourself that it's going to help you in certain ways and hold that thought and force your breath to certain places in your body and create circulation. That's going to make things happen all on its own. And again, like I said, you add what they don't even know what it does yet, THC and CBD. You add those things to it, and you send those to your places in your body. And what I'm going to do, I've done videos where I did hits where I sent it just to my head to make my head feel better, or to my body because I was in body pain. And I wanted to teach people how to send that effect to their body and not to their head. I'm not having a focus this morning, so this is part of breath work and meditation at the same time. You exhale, you exhale, you exhale. The more room that you have, the more you can take in, the longer you can hold, the longer you can use your lungs, your muscles to force that, whatever it is, breath. And in the Hawaiian shamanic thing, you don't waste a bit of smoke. I'm going to waste some because I'm not perfect at all. But you burn it all. You do it. You hit it with some heat. You take it away and let it burn at its own temperature. That's how marijuana is supposed to burn. You take it in, you hold it, you concentrate, you push it where you need to push it, you hold it, and you release it. And you can hold it as long as you want. I've talked about head rushes and what they are, at least what I think that they are physiologically, what's going on, and how you can use those for great effect. And that's the way I was taught again by Hawaiian shamans. Is a lot of people know what a head rush is, but what most people don't know is you can control them. I was taught to control them. Basically, because when I was a young man, I would take bong rips and I would black out. I even have a scar over my eye because I blocked out a party and hit a corner of a table, and there was blood all over the place. So by the time I met my shamanic friend when I was 19, I was doing stupid stuff like that, and he saw that, and and it's not like he was trying to save me. He was teaching everybody what he knew, and I just happened to pay particular attention because I had issues. But yeah, you could take a head rush and you can hold it. And when you start getting that ooh, you can start letting a little out, but hold enough that you keep right there. Ooh, it just let out a little at a time. It's about breath and control. So anyways, I'm going to take a bong rip and then I'm going to start working out. So here we go. Exhales. Just slow. Clearing my lung, make sure I got lots of room for this. Set myself straight. Get my body ready to take it in. Danny used to do this too, talk around, move. And then when I'm holding it, I'm going to expand the force. Normally I would stand up to do this. See, I very little smoke. Booyah. That's how you do that. All right, good enough. Yeah, I have no sound. Oh no, I got sound. Okay, I'm still rolling. All right, get glasses off. 6:13 check time. These are all things that people should do before they do their little worky duties. Settling in on my little chair. I have my positions: floor, chair, standing. Basically, I want to make sure I tapote today from top to bottom. I'm just starting here where it feels good because when you tapote and when you stretch, you just got to go wherever it needs to go. I'm starting the inner thighs. I've done a lot of videos. The inner thighs are very important to your daily life. You just don't know it. Amazing the things that the continual learning pattern. I was thinking this morning when I was stretching earlier at that sink. It's another video that I've done. That when you walk out in the morning and you come to your sink, you ought to stretch before you do anything else. But again, because your body's changing all flipping time. So that's why I was thinking while they're stretching. No matter who you are, no matter what age you are, no matter what shape you're in, your body's changing all the time. Most people, I think, get the concept that who they are is who they are, and they slowly get old, right? And or you slowly age. Bullshit. You age like hecka quick if you ain't paying attention. I've always said you're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. And the more I go on, the more I see it, or the easier it is for me to see. Anyway, it's just generally to put in my legs, starting from my hips. Because it seems I have a focus on my hips again this morning. Again, it's a good focus to start with your hips. I usually start like a periphery. I'll talk about toes, fingers, isolation, moving each one, going through each joint, which you want to do every day. You don't have that many joints. You got a lot of bones, but you don't got that many joints. You have no excuse not to move them. Seriously don't. And I think if you're a normal person, because I don't know what a normal person is anymore. I've been broken for too long. But now that I'm up on my feet a lot, I would expect that most people's legs need this much workout. And the one thing I do know from my experience in training is that we are all underdeveloped in our legs. Unless you do. I've seen very few athletes that have balance in their bottom half, and they have to work extremely hard to do it. Includes like lots of miles every day and focused muscle regimen workouts. Just switching legs, straightening them out, putting my foot at different angles, switching my foot back and forth, getting the rotation in the hip, in the knee, starting to get some knee action going. Get the knees in circles. You can do your knee circles standing, sitting. I'm looking for how the circle goes, how quickly I'm doing it, how any stiffness, especially in this thigh and in my hips. Come around the back, stand up, do low back, turn the hands back. I'll get to the hands in a minute. Again, I've done a lot of videos about Tapoman, and nothing really works if your hands hurt and you can't use them. Another thing that is just coming more and more to me, like I'm working with, and not working, but I'm trying to work with more athletes, and they smack and impact their hands all the time, and they're very strong, right? Because they're used to the impact. Their bones are used to absorbing it. The difference between, again, young people and old age. Old age is a myth. Old age because you didn't learn how to move properly. You focused your life on other things rather than learning how to live in ease with your body and things around you. Like me, always breaking myself because I don't live in ease with things around me. And now I have to pay by putting the ease back into myself. Oh, leave no doubt about it. If you're having to do this, You earned it yourself. Don't be blaming nobody else. So put your own self work in. I'm a self healing practitioner and educator because it all comes back to you, baby. Because everybody else is gone. I don't see him around here. Even if I had everybody around, I would have locked their butt out. Well, I don't know. I work out with a lot of different people. It's just, I worked out with people last night. They didn't even know I was going to work out with them. I just dropped in and started moving. Oh, that was heckle funny too. Dropped in and started doing my thing. Started meditating and breathing and moving and tapping. I looked around. There was at least one other person that was going boop boop boop. I was just like, oh my god. Dopamine is the best move for anxiety. I was talking to I didn't talk to the doc about dopamine, but I was talking to my doc yesterday about anxiety because everyone has it, and we were talking about that, and we're talking about pain anxiety in particular, which is oh my god, the extremeness of it because you need your energy to fight pain, and pain gives you anxiety. So if you have anxiety, you have no pain left to fight, or no energy left to fight the pain. It's like this little cycle we get in. But yeah, anxiety can be dealt with in a lot of different ways. My dad was really good at that. Well, actually, he probably wasn't. He just passed away. We talked about it a lot. And we both have stomach issues like ulcerative colitis from anxiety, right? Have all our lives. So we have it. My family, anxiety extreme. I think anxiety is like an animal, wild thing of survival that you have to get under control. Because my family's like wild. We're like all wild animals. And our nervous system, all of us, we're all like high wired, every single one of us. And I think that's why I have to do so much self work and rewire my ass. I just got lucky and lived through my brokenness and got enough knowledge to work on my brokenness on my body and understood that way that it related back to my emotions, my heart. And then I started to understand a little in my mind, but spirit came in and sort of straightened my mind out because I don't got much mind. So I'm working my left foot because my left foot and toes, I don't really feel them that much. The outer three, I don't. That's why I was seeing the doc. He says if I keep beating on myself and I don't get old, I'll be fine. And then we talked about the fact that, hey, doc, the clock does not stop ticking. So I'm getting old. So yeah, we may eventually have to do something about this little guy if I can't keep him awake. But I have bigger issues. See, that's why we weren't worried about this foot. Got to get up there to T8, thoracic, mid chest. I just found out yesterday. That's where I got to start putting my focus. I've been putting my focus at L3-4 up here for this stuff and more for my this. But I now learned I need to go a couple steps up higher. And so yeah, when I get there, I won't beat the holy crap out of it. Gently. With ease. Do not mistake me. That's the wrong way to think that I'm doing things in a hard way intentionally. I do them in a hard way because I'm not bright. To just make sure it's done properly from the foot to the hip. It won't take as long as that one because it's my right one. It's Cole's. Doesn't get the good circulation of that one. Don't know why that works that way. This wasn't my dead one, but it circulates blood anyways. It's not nerve signals. This is my overused tight one, and it's cold because it's tight, because it's trying to overwork for that guy. Imbalances, right? I'm talking about mine because you need to learn yours. You need to work every part of your body. You need to know every bone. Like I can do this for my left foot. I do this throughout the day. This is like a chiropractor. I shake each toe out, make sure the joints are spaced. Just like you would see some people do their fingers, but I do mine with purpose and only 5-6 times a day just to make sure my foot won't cramp up. I mean, this stuff that I'm doing, it's stuff that endurance athletes do. I don't even know personally. I've seen a few around town, but I don't even know anybody that works at the level that I worked at as far as endurance athletes. I see a lot of people working out in this town doing weightlifting, kickboxing, and fighting and all that kind of stuff. But I don't see anybody on the high end. When I came to town, there was a triathlete that lived here. He just passed away, blew up his heart. The whole town knew him, and of course I knew him. I was a biker bum at the time on a mountain bike. And he kept my bike going for free. Soon my legs are done. I can stand up, do the same deportment. Do it here real quick, because again, this is something I'll probably do throughout the day. Come up my legs, wiggle my joints, circles. Lots of frickin' knee circles, man. If you're biking, you want your knees good. Bang on the front of them, up under the kneecap, get that vibration up, make that kneecap move around, get used to the idea of impact. Again, I've impacted a lot of crap with my knees, including mountainsides that made pure rock. Shattered, pretty well shattered that guy. Brother Bob training, rappelling me off a cliff, man. You have no idea the brother I had. He took me and my little brother, tied a little rope around our little butt, off a cliff. I think I was 15. Dang. Okay, a little back's sore, so I'm not moving it till I'm circled. And I'm using a lot of palm now, and I'll start using knuckle. And now that I'm getting to this extreme part, still got time to keep explaining things. Okay, I'll explain the Potman as far as the fingertips, and that your fingers. I'll loosen my fingers as I'm talking about it. Your bones breathe. You want your fingers, all your joints loose in between them. That's what gives you the strength and mobility and isolation that makes quickness, speed, and impact and force, right? That's what makes it easier for me to work during the day. If I don't put a lot of energy into somebody, I just pip, right? Because hopefully I'll be doing a lot of pip today. That's why I'm setting this in my mind also as I work my body. I'm loosening out what I want to take out of people. It's just like when I hate to put this way, and I know nobody's ever put this way in the massage world, but it's the same thing as a fight. Massage is the same thing as a fight. You're working with somebody's energy. It's like a little argument sometimes. Some people you can't even work with because they just want to fight with you. They don't want to get anywhere. But some people I'm looking for today, they want to get somewhere. Keep working my hands, by the way, get these bones. There's a certain vibration that I'm looking for. I know by my own feel. So if you're following me, keep following me. But get your own vibration. Move on when you're ready to move on. But your hands need to vibrate. And massage, I've been thinking this for weeks now. Is this not, yeah, as things have been progressing in my own retraining, I should say. And again, I was teaching this yesterday. This is how you make your fingertips very strong. This is how you learn to get impact on your fingertips. It's in your own hands. You don't need to carry around a piece of wood. Use this hand as your piece of wood because this hand needs the massage. The bones need the vibration. Hear that? That's how I know. That's how you know. And then these bones, of course, on the outside, they hurt more. Anywhere it hurts needs work. Go softer, faster. Speed equals pressure. Use whatever time you need to loosen out each joint, each limb. Put your mind to it, breathe to it. Move it in circles, move it back and forth. Come up the arm. Lymph nodes under here. Make sure you hit those puppies good when you get to them. Get around back. Top, neck, shoulder. See, I sort of completed this arm now. Do some chest, ribs, get the intercostals, start working the chest a little. Just wherever I can with this arm, because I just want to use out this arm. Start with this other arm, make sure I complete it. Did my legs really well, so I'm happy with this, how this is progressing. I'll need to do my core, middle body, and my head, of course, head and neck. I'll abbreviate head and neck because I have a headset on and it smashes it all up. That's likely where I'll quit. So when I get done with my arms, my periphery, basically I did. If I start with my legs, again, turn your arms, hands in all positions, especially just backward in the back of your hand. Once you get the back of your hand bones soft, that's really, any place that's really hard. But those were the hardest for me because they stand right out. There's no protection to them. Same thing up on the shoulder. Back of the arms, what Audie used to call these things, little wings. Knock the hell out of your wings. Anywhere you want to tone your body, tap it. Anywhere you can't feel your body, tap it. Anywhere you have pain in your body, tap it. Anytime you need to move during the day for anxiety, tap it. Can't tap with your hands, tap with your toes. No excuses, self-healing. Never met anybody that can't do self-healing. I met little children with grave illnesses, many of them. Still a way to move forward. Not hard to find. If you look. Okay, so I was talking about the fingers before I finished up my arm, and I wanted to say I got the lymph node pretty good too. Oh, do my shoulder, back of your shoulder. Pull, use this hand to pull my arm back so I can get further on my beating. Last night I did like a 5-minute shoulder and neck beating. Just walked in and I was sore and I just went, ah, oh. Next thing I knew, I was off for 5 minutes going, oh. How many people do that? Front of your shoulders, get your fingers in there. This is where you, like, I work on a lot of people do massage. It's the first place I go. It's also the first place I go if I want to disable someone. Pretty much. There's a move to it. Same as massage. You pull on the arm and you put energy in here at the joint. It's very painful, and it can also be very healing. But you could literally pull somebody's arm out of the socket. Okay, so back to the hands because I got the good vibration, and I'm about to do some hard stuff. Fists. Every day you want to make fists with your thumb on the outside and your thumb on the inside. Then you want to do circles with your fists. This checks and keeps you from getting carpal tunnel, tendonitis, straight arm, bent arm, straight arm, bent arm, hands out, straight out, stretch them out, finger, thumb in. Anything you can do with your hands and fingers separated and out, because you need to push energy out of your fingertips and your hands. You need to learn to keep your palms out. Right? See the movements? Keeping the palms out, and I'm also getting my twisties in at the same time. You twisty and you look, and I'm going to look the other way. And you keep looking, and you keep looking, and you keep moving and breathing. You hold these things for a minute or two. I'm saying a minute or two, and here I'm going to hold it a few seconds. I know, because I watch my own videos and I time it, and I go, dude, you do not stay there long enough. But it's because of the video. You want to move quickly because you want people to get it, right? But on the twisties and on the spinal stuff, you got to make your eyeballs go that away. And for a long time, there, I just got the release. Right? See, that's how long it took for me. I'm going the other way. It's just as hard. No, actually, it's harder. Oh my God, what did I get into? So once you're in these things, I'm trying to force my head a little bit, but I'm more trying to force my shoulders and this part's not wanting to stay here. But again, the last stage is my eyeballs looking upward and back. Once I attain that, and everything else be pushing along with my breath, I'm more likely to get a release somewhere I need it, which is my intent to get balance. I'm pulling on a chair now to complete this and get this nice and smooth for me. Actually, by grabbing that chair, it made it easy. And now I'm getting a heck of a good stretch with a lot less effort. So there you go. I processed my own self a little bit. So the fists, the hands, they need to be soft. The fists need to know with thumb inside and thumb outside. And then with knuckles, it's not, I do slam with like the bottoms, but you come points where on certain people, their muscles so big, or like on myself, these big thigh ones, that they're so toned and big that I could bang on them all day like that. It's just not really going to do enough. And there's certain points I want to get into. So I want to use my knuckles. And when you hit with your knuckles, you want to use a loose wrist, because again, I'm going for max energy. And so I want my knuckles pointed straight down. I want a loose wrist so they pop at the end of my, hear that? So they pop when they hit. So the energy comes out. And not in a hard way to my body, just in an easy way to my hands. I want ease transferred from my fist, but not hardness, not impact of hurt, but impact of pain and joy and whatever you want to imagine. I never did the imagery stuff. I just did the work. And I didn't do the work to hurt myself. I did the work to make the muscles relax and feel good and soft. And you'll learn that warm hummy feeling. And once you learn it, it's endorphins. So you don't need to go run miles and hurt yourself to gain these endorphins to work on the anxiety. Again, Tapote. And like again, you can't Tapote on your body enough. And if you do it properly, you could Tapote all day. Again, if you use too much energy, you can't go all day. But if I was going to go all day, I would use light energy this morning. I'd be doing the light tappities that I've done plenty of videos on. Right? But I'm way past that right this morning. I'm way bone depth. And I'm in a hurry. I want to get out the door. So I'm going to knuckle to finish these places as I go, especially my mid body, which I didn't finish, and I'm starting on now. Mainly just the ribs, and I got my center, which do circles from right across the top down the left, because your bowels work down on the left. That's the main concept you gotta have. Same as when we work the lymph nodes in the throat, we come down the throat from the chin, down from the lymph nodes underneath the chin, down to the lymph nodes in the throat, down to the thymus gland in the chest, down to the kidneys that cleans our blood, right? These processes have to be understood in your mind every day as you do them. They work better anyways. Okay, loosen my center. Center's 2 inches below the belly button. Do little circles. On the left, I go downward. Right, come up and over. Right comes up and over. Left goes down. And I'm doing circles on my tailbone. Do circles on the other way. And make multitasking. Circles one way. But make the belly circles go right. In the right direction, left downward. But one way to do that, I'm trying to just keep that left hand going on the left side. Besides, I need that for that side. Do a little sideways stuff. Definitely. Because later, as I'm going through my day, I'll be doing standing stuff because I'm going to be on my feet anyways, right? So I might as well save that for when I'm standing. And I'll be going like this, and nobody's even really noticing, but here and there, everybody's knows. Nobody knows that stuff. You just mix it in every once in a while. Okay, my stomach's pretty good, my side's pretty good. Come around back. As far up as you can go, up underneath your lungs. Always feels good. Kidneys, liver. Get them all tuned up, ready to go. Oh, yeah, lots of good fingertips on the hip bones. Around the hip bones, and like I said, they just always need too much. That's why I'm under mind that I come to knuckles and heartbeat when I come back to my hip, which has already been loosened prior. And the same with my chest. As I tune up, I'll keep coming harder with more knuckles, palm of the hand, more impact, more energy, more force, more ease off of my arms, off of my little working tools. And when they get tired, I come back to them and re-soften them. That elbow gets a little sore, I come and give it a little breath. Now my body's starting to connect. Come up, make sure my chest go up to my collarbone. Like I said, thymus gland, I'm giving it a pre-work because I'm going to come back to it once I do my head, and I will finish right here at my neck, shoulders, and thymus gland, because that's where I and most people hold their tensions right here. Booyah. Right? So I'm working this part, pre-softening here, and then I'm going to come somehow. The front will go the same. This will go down my throat, and then eyes, head, skull, back, the top of the skull, back of the skull. Ears are especially important for balance. So pull your ears every day. It will help you, give you an edge in balance. I don't know what it does. It screws with your balance and it makes it better. I have to put my ears because I have fluid in them. Okay, so I'm pre-softening right here. Fingertips to the chest. On your heart, breastplate, up to the collarbone. Add arms some more. There's always more sores. Your working arm always takes more. Get up on my shoulders some more. Get up my shoulders some more. Now I'm giving them knuckles again. So you can't see that, but I switched from fingers being out to my hand being closed and giving myself knuckles. I want impact up around my neck. Having a recent surgery up there. I need certain nice circulation. Not too much, not too little. Okay, now I'm at the base of my throat. So I'm going to switch up, come to my above my eyes. This is the soft eye part. So I'm just going to relax my low back and lean forward, or whatever it takes. Elbows together. I want loose arms, loose wrists, and light touch above the eyes on the eyebrows. Above the eyebrows, the connection to the eyes are very important. You don't want to tap below the eyebrow. You want to begin. We're tapping on bones. And because the nerves attach to the bones there on the eyebrow, there's a little canal. If you rub along that bone, along your eyebrow, it has a canal in it, like a groove. That's where the nerves connect. So you massage and you tap along that groove. And then when that is nice and loose and warm, and your eyes feel soft, which is what you're looking for. And when your eyes are closed, you're picturing blackness and breathing and relaxing. You bring that relaxation, because that's your soft eye. That's what gives you the ability to see far and see well. Hard eyes only see what they focus on. So when you have that softness, you bring it to your forehead, your skull, and however long it takes you, just keep that tapping going on your skull. This is a form of cranial sacral therapy and massage. All over your skull, back of the skull, around the top of the ears, around the ears, base of the skull and the back, on the ears, all around the ears, anywhere but on the temples. You just don't put on your temples. And all the way around them. Not on them. You don't put it on your trachea either. Or for that matter, your jugular, on your front left side of your throat. I mean, I do it, you can do it lightly, just don't do it hard. A hard impact on jugular or trachea will cause death. Disclaimer. So I'm just being light on the back of my neck. Start my ears coming out of my jaw. That's how I'm going to work out of the front. This is a TMJ cure. To put it around your ears and jawline and jaw. On the base, doing figure eights in your jaw, just opening and stretching. People don't do this and they don't loosen their face muscles, and then that translates to the body. So from there, I come along the cheekbones, underneath the eye, because I already did above the eye. Come above the cheekbones. I'm just keeping my legs moving, keep my energy moving, because I want to keep multitasking and moving my workout along in other places as I'm supporting my face. So I come along the cheekbone, come along over underneath the eyes, towards the inner eyes, right on the bridge of the nose, where I didn't get before because I was above the eyes. Get on the bridge of the nose, very important. You have to clear your sinuses. Keep your sinuses clear. Get that vibration into your sinuses on your bone bridge. That'll bring you down to the top of your cheek. Do all along your gum line, base of your teeth, because you want to tap on your nerves. Again, top and bottom. You want, I think again about fighting, think about it this way. You want to loosen up your face. Now I'm on the bottom of my jaw now, bottom of the teeth. And it's formed the same way. Your nerves are down, hooked to your bone. So you want to think about hitting on the top of the bone. That gets, at the base of your teeth. But you want to think about enlivening and awakening these places like your chin, your face. Okay, I'm at my chin. I'm going to start down underneath where the lymph nodes are. Kick these lymph nodes down along the base of my throat. And then I'm going to kick it down to the thymus gland, which is here mid-chest. Do a little shoulder work as I'm going, and that'll be complete. My lymph nodes are a little full, so I'm tapping on them like soft. You'll need at least a dozen light taps, maybe a little more. It depends. You can tell. But you want to use light taps on the lymph nodes and then your chin. Again, soften it and liven it. And again, you think about preparing it for whatever the day may bring, whatever your mind may think that is. Me personally, I push pretty hard every day, so I want every inch of me ready. And, you know, when you're taking on and open to the entire universe, you've got to try to think about everything that you can. And impacts, again, in different places can be fatal. And if you're compromised, you have many more places where an impact can be maybe or be fatal. So yeah, I pay attention to this work, especially around my throat, neck, and base of the head, which is where I'm finishing off. So yeah, I'm coming back to my lymph nodes underneath my chin, make sure I'm clear of them. They're nice and feeling and pliable. Yeah, they are. So they're clear now. And keep coming down my throat because there's a pair at the base of the throat. And I can feel them because they're clearing right now. And now go down my throat. And now I'll get down my stomach, down my thymus gland area. I'm not sure exactly how all that works, but I just know you got to kick it down there for that stuff to make it start working. I ain't the professor. I'm just the worker. Doing some heavy stuff on my neck with the fingers. Back to the shoulders. This is sort of important. Learning how to get tap on your shoulder tips. Just being able to get in that position is difficult. And then tapping on your shoulder tips, of course, makes them feel good. And then you tap all along the bone line. And then come to your spine, up your neck, up to your skull, back down the side of your neck, down to the front, down to your clavicle, on your clavicle, back over to those lymph nodes again, keep kicking them down the throat. Give the throat some little knuckles. Now let's loosen up. We're starting to be a little fisty. I can do, you can do a little fisty on your head too, if it can take it, if you're warmed up enough to the impact of knuckles. So you can, so I'm doing mine because it loosened up. That's what you want to think about. Is you're loosening your bones. They're getting soft. I didn't make them hard. I made them soft. I spent all this time bone softening. Giving my neck some good stuff now. And I sort of got to finish up because I need to go. And again, right here, I'm back to my mid-chest, my thymus gland, and just breathing, being full, sort of feel my whole body moving around, trying to feel anywhere it needs. Always a lot on my back there, always a lot on my ribs, always a lot on my stomach. Yeah, I could use a lot more mid-body. A lot more real soft and long. See, it's, I'm, you can almost hear that in me as I'm pounding along. There's a lot of very light vibration, very deep along the spinal column. And that just takes more time than I've got. So, thank you, body. You gave it up.